How did a book that glorifies war and militarism lay the basis for an anti-war film? This is a story of Starship Troopers. Let's go and find out. Starship Troopers is a sci-fi classic. 5,000 years in the future, humans are caught up in an intergalactic war with space bugs, spider-like creatures as big as humans and far more lethal. In a war for space and resources, it is up to the human army to wipe the bugs out or be wiped out in the process. The book was published in 1959, so 6 years after the Korea War and 14 years after the end of the Second World War. It was written by Robert Heinlein, one of the greats of 1950 sci-fi. In an era of hard sci-fi, Heinlein was the odd one out. Instead of focusing his stories on technology, logic, explanations, he focused on humans, human interactions, and social dynamics. So, the novel focuses on one person who joins the army, becomes a soldier, and slowly rises through the ranks. We never get a helicopter view of the entire interspecies war. We only see that war from his perspective. And there was another thing that set Heinlein apart. In the 1960s, ever more sci-fi became ever more progressive. Think Star Trek, a view of the future when people live in harmony and can even negotiate and live in harmony with other intergalactic species. Also in the 1960s, ever more sci-fi writers protested the Vietnam War. But Heinlein did not. He was in favor of the war in Vietnam, he was in favor of gun rights, and he was one of the more conservative writers of his era. And these viewpoints were then processed in the novel Starship Troopers, where Heinlein describes a militaristic, Spartan society with a no-nonsense attitude towards war and crime. In the future, Heinlein asserts, people will look in dismay to the 20th century with their tolerant and wishy-washy attitude towards crime and deviancy. No, that will not fly. Heinlein is not simply describing a future society, but a future utopia. And this is where the novel goes awry. Heinlein is so focused on humans and human society that there is no interest at all in the ones who they are fighting. Who are the bugs? What do they want? Why are they fighting? Heinlein doesn't care and invites us, the reader, to also not care. And by portraying the bugs as a communist society, as a hive mind devoid of individual personalities, he also invites us to think about the bugs as people who cannot be understood, who only kill and therefore must be killed. In 1997, Starship Troopers was turned into a film. At first, we think that the film slavishly follows the novel. Indeed, there are bugs. Indeed, they are a communist hive mind. Indeed, they kill or must be killed. But after some time, the image starts to blur. The story is continuously interrupted by short ads, just like in the film Natural Born Killers. What the director invites the viewers to do is think about this question. In the war against the bugs, are not humans the bad guys? In reality, Paul Verhoeven had done this trick before. When he made the movie RoboCop, that was meant as an indictment of strict law and order policing. But when audiences went to see RoboCop, RoboCop became their hero exactly because of that. Also with Starship Troopers, audiences and critics were late to pick up on the message of the director, and at first the film was thrashed, but later it became a cult classic. Because the book may well entertain, it is the film that makes you think. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the bell. And let me know in the comments section what you think is the better version, the film or the book.